Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Stenden TV magazine. My name is Warren Walker and I'm going to be your host for today. The topics of this episode are the mysterious John Oliver effect, the festival Brak in het Park, the new Dutch courses at Stenden and the party series Amazing Mono. But first, John Oliver is a British comedian and the host of last week's Tonight on HBO. According to the Times magazine, John Oliver has been gaining a lot of influence on real life matters in America and the world lately. We wanted to know more about the John Oliver effect, so let's take a look.
John Oliver isn't just making a hit show for HBO, he's taking on major issues in epic rants that cause real-life changes. At first, Last Week Tonight was another viral hit that was compared to The Daily Show and Colbert. Every Monday morning, there would be a new video taking over Facebook and Twitter feeds about some big news story that broke recently. But within weeks of being on the air, Last Week Tonight became the standard for satirical news. It's being called the John Oliver effect.
Do you have debt?
Debt be gone!
Do you have lupus?
A demon plague.
Touch your hand to the screen right now, and we shall cure it. Touch your hand to the screen right now.
Curse you, demon lupus. Bedevil us no more.
Curse you, lupus! You probably didn't even know that you had lupus, but you did, but you don't anymore. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Listen, I've decided I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to wear versions of this until I'm dead. That's it. United States versus $8,850. You don't need to be charged with a crime because it's not you that's on trial, it's your stuff.
Curse you, demon lupus. Bedevil us no more.
Curse you, lupus! You probably didn't even know that you had lupus, but you did, but you don't anymore. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle tonight.
Now I would like to welcome our next guest, our own media and entertainment manager, lecturer and coordinator of media and culture here at Stenden, Floris Lange. Welcome, Floris. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. So you're here with us to talk about the John Oliver effect.
Yeah.
But first, for the viewers at home who don't know, could you please tell something about yourself?
Well, my name is Floris Lange, and I am a senior lecturer at Stenden. I specialize in media analysis, film and television particularly, and I am part of the lectorates, organizations, and social media as well. That's my role.
And well, of course, as we said already, John Oliver. Could you explain us and enlighten us? What is it that John Oliver effect?
Well, as already explained in the video, John Oliver is a British comedian who is currently the host of Last Week Tonight, which is a show on HBO. And for many years, he was part of The Daily Show, which is more famous actually. Yeah. Has been running for a long time with Jon Stewart in the past. And basically, what the John Oliver effect is that the things that he speaks about are seemingly having an effect in real life. Mm-hmm. So many people have topics in these satirical news shows, but there are signs, at least that's what Time says and other media, that when he speaks about something, things actually change. Mm-hmm. There are some examples of that, but well, some of them were already shown in this particular mm-hmm. fragment. For instance, about the ministers that he was making fun of. These TV reference who basically just want you to donate a lot of money, and then they don't do anything with it, and they get very rich. Yeah. And he showed that by starting his own TV reference show, and asking people to donate money, which he actually legally could. And well, it was fun to watch. It didn't have that much effect, but that's basically what they're talking about. That he has an effect by talking about these shows.
I found it very impressive to see as well in the video that the influence that John Oliver has on people. Yeah. How do you think it comes that he has such a big influence?
Well, the influence Firstly, he's on TV, so that's already influence. You're on TV now as well, so you could have a lot of influence. For John Oliver, it has to do with how he does his show as well. It's entertainment, so that's very important. If you put something in an entertainment formula, people are more likely to watch it to begin with. So if it were just news, it would be quite boring, but it's entertaining news. Secondly, he does a lot of research, and he manages to do very thorough research on his topics. And the topics are not the topics that everyone talks about. So very often there are topics that we find very interesting, that most other people don't. So he brings them on his show, and there are topics that not everyone is thinking about even. And then there's another thing that was already explained in the video as well. These things go viral, and he makes use of the internet in very also his TV company, HBO, does that. HBO has these programs, and then the next day they put most of it on YouTube already, which most TV broadcasters don't do. So everyone can then spread it on the internet, and then it goes viral on Facebook, for instance. That's one way to get a lot of attention.
Do you think it would work in the Netherlands as well?
It does to a certain extent, but no, we don't have that level of comedy in the Netherlands, so that's more difficult. But you could potentially have someone who's very funny and talks about these shows, and then everyone starts to bring it to a wider audience. Yeah. So it's possible.
And is it like more a positive or negative effect?
I would say no. If people talk about these topics, it's certainly a positive effect. So that's very important, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information with us. If people want to get in touch with John Oliver, how could they do that the best?
I'm sure they can do it through YouTube or online, just commenting on these videos. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here today, and for the viewers at home, make sure that you watch his YouTube channel on the internet. For our next item, we're going to talk about Brak in the Park. Brak in the Park is a festival in Leeuwarden with amazing music. How the visitors experience it, you will see in the next item.
David, how's the forecast for today?
It's shit. How much do you love techno?
I fucking love techno. Techno is life.
Are you enjoying?
I am enjoying myself very much.
Why don't you have vodka?
I'm very sorry. I don't know.
Okay, we forgive you this time.
Okay.
But next time please bring vodka, okay?
I will.
Thank you, have a nice day. I love techno! I love techno too! I love techno too! I love your mom.
Girls, they've been treated bad. Advantage of the man who thought he would always
This
be there.
rap headiness techno!
Till the end.
Do a shuffle bare feet for the camera.
Yeah, sure. They always find somebody better. Just don't let that be you. Yeah, this right here is going out to those girls. They've been treated bad. They were taking advantage.
They don't have vodka.
Yeah.
No, it's so bad.
Fuck you to all those girls.
Hello? Wat nou joh? Just tell us this. Just one question.
Ik sta er niks van.
How is it to be one of the old school ravers?
Ik zou het niet weten.
Enjoy the party.
Enjoy the party.
Misschien vanavond.
Ja?
Ja.
Oh, dat zou ik wel willen.
Ja?
Ja, echt
Ja, dat
wel.
snap ik wel. Ja, nee.
How are you gonna enter the techno stage?
Like a boss, dancing techno moves.
Can you show us a brief preview?
How about I show you there?
Okay, let's go there.
Let's go.
Music is the answer.
Our guest for today is Marlijn van den Broek, one of the organizers of Brak in het Park. He can give us an insight in the organization of such an event. It's a great pleasure for us to have him here in the studio. Welcome, Marlijn. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
The weather is better than Saturday, but I'm fine today.
Great party on Saturday?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Not the best ones, but yeah, we had around 800 or 900 people at the festival today. So.
Yeah. Yeah, about that, before we start the interview, I would love just to say how impressed I am with Brak in het Park. I've been going there with a friend of mine. It was such an amazing party, so thank you for that. And yeah, it did make me wonder though, how did you get in the organizing event industry?
So I'm studying at MBO in Leeuwarden, Friesland College, event management. And I worked as volunteer at Promised Land Festival, and
wow.
Yeah, that's how I hooked up with the organization. And this is my second year now, and yeah, with Brak in het Park second year. So yeah, that's how I rolled in the organization. Yeah.
How does it feel for you to see that so many people are enjoying a party that you, an event and a festival that you organized?
Yeah, that is why you're organizing a festival, to see the people smiling and the whole day and drinking and dancing, and that's why you build it up. And
how's the response of the audience?
We have good responses. I think all the people who went at Saturday, they liked it very much. So, and that's
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, of course, this is the organizing event industry. Have you ever worked for a different sector of the media, or yeah?
No. This is my first organization I'm working for. I did some smaller things, but it's not big enough to tell about.
Yeah. And would you say that this sector is a sector that you want to stay in for the rest of your life? Or?
No, not for the rest of my life.
What would be the dream?
Don't know. It's really far from me. I'm just stay by day, and that's or next week maybe.
Changes for everyone.
Live from day to day. Yeah.
Well, of course, a festival like Brak in het Park is. I would assume you could place it everywhere in the Netherlands. But why did you pick Leeuwarden?
So we are an organization locating in Leeuwarden. Leeuwarden is a city too and needs events and festivals too, and that's just like Amsterdam and Utrecht, and so yeah. And we did it Saturday because Stenden had the studiestart weeks with the new students, and we thought maybe it's fun to end it with a small festival in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most difficult part of organizing an event?
The most difficult is, I think, at the day, walking around, see the people who are having fun, drinking, and that's what you want to do.
Sure, definitely, yeah.
That's the hardest thing.
Yeah. Well, Marlijn, thank you so much for being here today. I want to thank you for the information, and make sure everyone to go to the next Brak in the Park. It is the beginning of a new school year at Stenden University. This gives us a lot of international students the opportunity to learn Dutch, but do they really need it? Let's have a look.
Hello, my name is Xenia and I'm a student of Stenden University. I have a perfect news for all the students. Stenden offers Dutch courses, so I was thinking about attending these lessons in order to learn this amazing language. But do I really need it? Let's find out. I would like to ask you some questions. Do you speak Dutch?
No, I don't speak Dutch.
But do you think it is important to learn it?
Oh yeah, I think that it is really important because in Stenden there are a lot of students who are Dutch and there is such a big community. So yeah, I guess that you actually need to like learn it somehow, just like some basic words.
I want you to say one Dutch word and yeah, can you please pronounce it or try to pronounce it?
All right, I'll try. Much happy.
Do you speak Dutch?
Yeah, I can speak little bit.
So, can you tell me some words in Dutch?
Yeah, if you want to ask Ahmed, how are you? You say, all is goed. And then reply, yeah, goed, met jou. And many more words I can try to speak in Dutch because I come here, I just listen the Dutch pupils and I understand little bit what they want to say. And I also sometimes try to speak many words in Dutch language.
Do you speak Dutch?
A bit of Dutch.
Can you tell me some words in Dutch?
I know how to introduce myself. Ik ben Ahmed, ik ben 20 jaar oud, ik kom uit Oman. Ik woon in Leeuwarden. I know how to, like basics, I know how to order, like mag ik een koffie alsjeblieft voor cappuccino. Yeah.
That's great. Do you think it's important to learn Dutch if you're a foreigner?
Yes, especially if you're living in a country where they all speak Dutch. I think it's really good that you learn Dutch so you can communicate with the people, and it's really going to be easier for you to adapt in the Dutch culture. And it's really good to learn another language. So yeah, I would definitely support people like learning Dutch.
Do you speak Dutch?
No way.
But do you think it's important to learn Dutch if you are a foreigner?
Yes, it is. It's really important because you need to understand Dutch to understand the culture, and you need to go for some basic thing like supermarket and to find a job here. So it is really important to learn some Dutch. Yes.
And now I want you to pronounce a phrase in a Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do it, please?
Is ik hou van jou.
You can see that learning Dutch is not only important for the communication or finding a job, but also for yourself. All the answers I have received today from our students make me feel that it might be very useful.
Welcome back. Our guest is Esther Klaver, one of the organizers of the Dutch course at Stenden. She can tell us more about the courses and her. Welcome, Esther.
Thank
How are you doing?
Yes, I'm very well.
Yeah? Well, can you tell us something about the structure of the Dutch course at Stenden?
Well, the Dutch course is a 9-week course. It starts at the beginning of every period, and you'll have 2 1.5-hour classes a week in the evenings.
And I can imagine for a lot of foreigners, especially for foreigner students, that it must be so difficult to learn a language as Dutch.
Depends. I think it depends where you are from. From Germany, of course, Germany is quite similar to Dutch, so for them it will be easier. But for example, Chinese students for them it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
But it is a basic Dutch course, so you start at the very beginning with all the simple phrases, and then you will build up slowly.
And but what would be then the main reason for students at Stenden to apply for a Dutch course?
Well, I think they're foreigners living in Holland, so I think it's very useful for them to learn some Dutch, to connect with Dutch students and the community. And yeah, the Dutch course is a good beginning to start learning Dutch.
For example, they would learn something like I am worn, that you say ik ben worden, and really the first basic steps.
Yes, the first basics. It's grammar, speaking, writing, everything, listening, and just slowly, step by step, because I know it is quite a difficult language to learn, so you need to take your time.
Yeah.
And I think there are plenty of lessons. I think they have a lot of lessons. There will be 18 lessons in 9 weeks.
Wow.
So that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So they do get a lot of information, which they can, well, if they do their homework, they could learn a lot.
And like all the other students here at Stenden, we of course have exams at the end of the period. Is that quite similar to the Dutch courses as well?
Yes, we also have an exam or a final test, and in the middle you also have a speaking and a writing test. And in the end, all the scores will be added up, and then the overall mark will be your end mark. And if you pass, you will also get a certificate, which your level will be at A1 on the Siever scale by the end of the course, and that will also be announced on the certificate.
And what can the students expect from such an exam? What does it consist of? Could you, if you can
Well,
explain
I've never done the exam, but it will just be the end exam will be everything that you've learned in all the lessons. So everything will come back in the end exam.
And do you see a lot of students applying their Dutch course in real life at the moment in Leeuwarden?
I think they try, but a lot of Dutch people, of course, everyone speaks English, so it's very easy for them to just continue speaking English and not practice their Dutch, even though I would like to see them, that they do it more.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, it's probably one of the parts of your study that it's one-on-one, a lot of one-on-one work. Because how big are the groups?
Well, depends. We try to have 3 groups every time. We have a non-European group, a European group, and a group for German students, because German students, they usually learn the language faster. So we want to encourage them to learn more and get a higher grade at the end, so they can have maybe an A2 level. Those groups, that group is usually small, maybe 10 students every period. The non-European group is usually the biggest, about 25 students every period, and then the European group is somewhere in the middle, between 20 and also 25 students every time.
Well, thank you so much for being here and explaining us about the Dutch course. The next item will be about the party series Amazing Mono, where we had the chance to interview the founders of this amazing event. So let's take a look.
Hello, welcome to today's student broadcast. My name is Tom Loonstra and we are going to interview Amazing Mono, talk about how they were founded and what are their future plans. Enjoy! Are you familiar with the Amazing Mono show?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know them, of course. They're the best DJs around.
Hello, I'm Tammo.
I'm Dominic.
And together we are representing Amazing Mono today.
Hello guys, thank you for being here. How did you guys come together?
Yeah, it happened that we are all in kind of the same friend circle and we are all enthusiastic about electronic music and also about DJing electronic music. And then after a party from the student council where I was playing, and Dominic as well, and Milan as well, we got in contact with the owner of the Club Hemingway, and from that moment on we decided to host our own parties at Club Hemingway.
Okay, and what's the reason for starting this project?
Yeah, just like Tammo already said, the background for and the passion for electronic music, and we had the feeling that Leeuwarden still plays for our style, and yeah, we love the variety.
Okay, and are you also doing solo acts, or is it just a group project?
Some of us have played solo gigs in Germany before, but mainly our focus is to represent Amazing Mono as a group.
Okay, and now we're here in Leeuwarden, but are you also planning on going internationally?
To be honest, I don't think so, because we live here, it's a certain episode in our lives, and we study here, it's the student thing, from students for students.
Okay, and do you have any partners with the show?
Yeah, besides the Club Hemingway, where we host our parties, we work together with Nocturne several times now.
Do you have any guests in the show, or is it just Amazing Mono?
Well, we are the 5 of us, Ruben, Milan, Daniel, Tammo and me. And yeah, we already had our friends, Toba and Toba, or Karl Kruger from Berlin. And yeah, we invite our friends to bring some more variety to the shows, and yeah.
Okay, and what happens when you will leave Leeuwarden?
Hopefully the baby will go to the next generation. We keep our eyes open if there are new people that are also so enthusiastic about electronic music as we are, and then we will see if and how there will be a next generation. But
okay, thank you guys for meeting us, and see you. Yep. That was the interview with Amazing Mono. Thank you for your attention, and back to the studio.
Today in the studio with us is a very good friend of mine, Jonathan Franse. He's a frequent guest at the Amazing Mono parties in Club Hemingway. Let's hear what he has to tell us about the experience he had so far. Welcome, Jonathan. It's so good to see you.
It's very good to see you as well. Thank you for your invitation.
No problem. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. You look good. You didn't went partying last night?
No, I went to bed very early.
Really?
So, yeah.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Hey, well, we both know Amazing Mono very well, of course.
Yeah.
And I want to take you back to the first time you ever went to Amazing Mono. Can you just recall the image and how was it?
Oh, I think the first time I went to Amazing Mono, we had a pre-drink at Ruben's place, who is one of the DJs at Amazing Mono. And yeah, we were like 20 or 30 people having a pre-drink there and getting in the mood. And then we just went there at 11 with 20 or 30 people, and it was just a very good vibe, and we had a good mood for partying, and yeah, it was a very good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember stuff from that evening. It was a long night. Yeah.
It was yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that? What do you think about Amazing Mono in the sense of changing the electronic music and techno scene in Leeuwarden?
Yeah, the techno scene was kind of centered in the Gloppe when I arrived here, and since the Gloppe was closed, it started to take place more often at Hemingway, as Nocturne and Amazing Mono play there quite often. And yeah, that's so I think they kind of centralized techno scene to Club Hemingway.
Yeah. Well, as you probably know by now, I'm not the biggest electronic music and techno supporter, but I go there, of course, since our friends are the DJs there. But can you explain us and for the people at home what attracts you so much to come to Amazing Mono?
Yeah, due to the fact that we are a pretty large group that supports Amazing Mono and likes the music. It is not only the music that takes us to the parties, but also that we are a very big group of people that go together and enjoy the music together, and yeah, it's just...
So it's really the atmosphere which is hanging around
yes.
there. What makes that atmosphere then so special from, for example, going out somewhere else in Leeuwarden?
Yeah, because it's nice if you know the DJs, because we are friends with them, we know how they're playing, what they're playing, and yeah, as you said, the atmosphere is really nice.
Is there something comparable to Amazing Mono in Leeuwarden?
I mean, you can compare Amazing Mono kind of with Nocturne, that are also playing at Hemingway. They played yesterday, Nocturne, and Amazing Mono is playing tomorrow. So they also had some parties together where they had different floors. So yeah, I think this is comparable with Amazing Mono.
Well, Jonathan, it was great having you here on the show and enlightening us all about Amazing Mono. When was the next Amazing Mono going to be again?
It's going to be tomorrow at the, what is it tomorrow?
Yeah, Saturday, right?
Saturday, which date?
The 12th?
The 12th.
Yeah, the 12th,
yes.
yeah. And it's going to be in Club Hemingway?
It is going to be in Club Hemingway.
And from how late do the doors open?
It starts at 11 and it probably closes at 5.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching us today. It was a great honor for me to be the host for you today. And I hope to see you next time with fresh new topics. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye and tot ziens.